皆さんこんにちは。1000万 MLB 翻訳侍戦士チャンネルへようこそ。激戦を制しシリーズ勝利を手にしたロサンゼルスドジャース。厳しい状況を乗り越えチーム一丸となって見せた底力はまさに彼らの進化を示すものでした。打線の活躍、そして投手陣の踏ん張りが光った今回の勝利。この勢いを保ちドジャースはこれからの重要な戦いに挑みます。ナショナルリーグの頂点を目指す彼らの挑戦は新たな局面を迎えようとしています。それでは本日の試合を詳しく解説している番組の翻訳をお届けいたします。ご覧ください。
Hello, welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers. I'm John Hartung alongside Jerry Hairston Jr., James Loney. It was a really difficult road trip for the Dodgers going through Houston, San Diego, and then Oakland, but they finish it with a series win over the A's. Very much a low-scoring game there at the Oakland Coliseum. Dodgers found a way, Jerry. They got it done. The bullpen was outstanding, and they will have a happy flight home.
Yeah, outstanding job all around. The defense was outstanding. Obviously, there was that sun ball. It happens. Trust me. We know it's tough skies there in Oakland, but the bullpen, outstanding. We scored enough to win this ball game. That's all we care about. Great series win.
But, you know, great job by the bullpen coming in, facing the heart of the order. So just getting those ground balls, getting the weak contact was so big right there.
Dodgers used 5 relievers to get this one to the finish line. Anthony Bonda, his second career save, first as a Los Angeles Dodger. He's standing by right now with Kirsten Watson.
Anthony, that was your first save with the Dodgers. When you think about just what this year has looked like for you, how special was it to know that Dave Roberts trusts you to close out this game?
It's very special. You know, any type of confidence that, you know, the manager gives any type of player is very, you know, it's exciting because it just means that things are going well, things are going right. He trusts you in the situation at hand. It's awesome.
Yeah, you were effective out there. You were efficient. What was working so well for you on the mound?
Strike throwing.
There you go.
Yeah, you know, it's you know, mix you know, front to back, up, down, this curveball or a slider, changeup, fastballs, mixing speeds and doing all that other good stuff. You know, as long as you're pounding the zone, I think you're going to find a little bit more success than normal. So, yeah.
You've been with this bullpen for a good amount of time now. You've seen when it's gone really well, but you've also seen when you guys have struggling a little bit as of late. How important was this outing and just for you all to be so effective and just have a really clean performance today?
The trust that we give each other, the confidence that, you know, obviously that comes with that. The communication within the bullpen, starting with our Bardo, our bullpen coach, and the other vets around, you know, Daniel Hudson, Evan Phillips, and all them. You know, giving those conversations, understanding how the game's going, paying attention to how guys are pitching guys, and understanding your lane, where you're at, where you're going to fall into, and, you know, I think dialing that down and understanding the lane and understanding how they're being pitched to, so that way you can kind of follow suit with your arsenal and kind of like just work the count and get the outs, really.
What about the importance just of this win, especially considering how you all started this road trip and now you have ended this road trip winning this series?
You know, it's very important for us. We know where we're at. We understand what's at stake. We understand where we're going to, and everybody's mind's on the same thing. Is, you know, finishing this year strong and taking that into the playoffs.
All right, Anthony. Well, congrats on this win. Congrats on this save and your first one with the Dodgers. I know it's special, so congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, really good win for the Dodgers today, and we've talked about the bullpen a lot on this road trip. They certainly had their struggles at times over the last 8 games, Jerry, but today they were absolutely outstanding. They used 5 relievers to go over the final 4 1/3 innings. Outside of that Sun double, they were perfect all day.
They were outstanding. Evan Phillips coming into a crowded situation, bases loaded, and here he is right here. Here's my fastball, see if he can hit it. First 2 pitches. Fastballs right there. Here's that breaking ball. Yes, it backs up, catches the inner half of the plate. Outstanding job shutting the door. Again, Evan Phillips, we know the stuff and makeup is there. I look for him to have a hot next 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, I love how he can locate with that low and away fastball right there because we know Rooker has power. And then when Blake Trinan came in, I just felt like he was so locked in. He's pitched in this environment before, kept the ball down, got a great ground ball right there. And that's really what it is. When you're in a one-run game, you don't want them to tie it up with a long ball, right? So for the most part, you're keeping the ball down, trying to keep them in the park. Even right there, that pitch is a good pitch to pop up. It's a slider that gets him out in front a little bit. So even if it's in the air, it's weak contact, and that's what we were seeing from the bullpen. That's just filthy right there. Ain't nobody hitting that. But we know training's got some of the best stuff in the game.
And then Alex Vesia followed, Jared. He worked a clean inning, punched out too.
And that's what we like about Alex Vesia. We know when he's right, he's attacking the strike zone. He can get lefties and righties out. It doesn't matter. Outstanding job. The biggest key for these guys, and they understand that, is staying from the middle of the plate. Now, if it's in the middle, it's up in the zone with velocity, not below the belt where they can drive that pitch. Hear that breaking ball. You see the location? Down, getting him the chase. Outstanding execution from the pen.
Daniel Hudson follows. He got the 8th inning, James, and he too set him down in order.
Yeah, he came in with that closer's mentality, strike throwing, right? Like you said, it's a one-run game, but we need to get outs. And I feel like it's a situation where Daniel Hudson knows how to get these guys out, especially with 2 strikes. Show it looks like a strike, go to the outside corner, maybe 6 inches off the corner, get weak contact like you're seeing right there. So excellent job by them.
Jerry, we heard recently Dave Roberts said he doesn't really know who's going to get the ball for those final 3 outs on a day-to-day basis. He's just going to have to figure it out as he goes. Today, Anthony Bonda's name was called, and he looked great.
And he looked outstanding. And he said with Kirsten, it's all about throwing strikes, but also what type of strikes? Commanding the strike zone. These balls aren't down the middle. It's weak contact. That's what you want from the pitcher. Give us a chance to field the baseball. But again, it doesn't matter who you are in this bullpen. They understand the last couple months really hasn't gone the way they have liked. So manager Dave Roberts said, listen, right now, we don't have a closer. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys in the best possible spots to succeed, whether it's the 6th inning, 7th, 8th, or 9th. It doesn't matter. Just get outs. All these guys did their job today.
Yeah,
outstanding.
They certainly stepped up. Dodgers get the win 3-2. They take the series over the Oakland A's. Let's head back to the booth. Check in one final time with Steven Nelson and Jessica Mendoza.
Well, forget Friday, Jess. A fun weekend at the Coliseum. The Dodgers take the final 2 games of the series. They needed this series win in a big way.
Oh, they needed it in so many different ways, too. And, I mean, you think about the multitude of ways they were able to win games. Obviously, the offensive explosion. But what stands out the most has been the bullpen and the fact that they were able to shut down what was a hot A's team coming into the series.
You're absolutely right. And Anthony Bonda, the Bonda Express, keeps on moving. First save since 2020 to cap it all off. But Kike Hernandez got hot in the series. Teoscar Hernandez got hot. There's a lot of things rolling into a big series with the Phillies coming to town on Monday.
I've been highlighting this one. I know the last series. You're on the call with Joe, I know. No, but that last series did not go the way the Dodgers wanted. The Phillies have been struggling. This is definitely all the postseason feels, but the Dodgers are at home. They got Glasnow on the mound. It's going to be a good one.
And I think that's what fans should, it shouldn't be lost on fans. Given the run that the Dodgers have been on, it was a tough road trip to be sure, but the Phillies have scuffled as well, and the Dodgers are right there for the top seed in the National League like that. The picture is getting crowded at the top.
Let's go.
But the Dodgers are there. We will see you at the Ravine on Monday. A fun week on tap at Dodger Stadium.
Dodgers won the 1988 World Series at the Oakland Coliseum. Today was their final game ever. Let's get right to the highlights.
I know a lot of talk has been about the bullpen, especially coming into this series. How did you just see those guys go out there, be effective, and really just kind of get back on track today?
They did just that. We didn't have much margin, certainly scoring 3 runs and had a 1-run lead. And each guy came in and did their job. And so it's one of those things with the bullpen is when they don't throw up a 0, then it gets more magnified. But I have all the confidence in the world in those guys, and they proved me right today. And even Evan coming in a big spot today, bases loaded, 2 outs against their best hitter, and to get a punch out right there, I think was the ball game and just gave us a lot of momentum.
Anthony Bonda, how would your trust just continue to grow with him, and how has he evolved with his time here at the Dodgers?
He's just continuing to evolve, and I think his confidence is continuing to grow. And I like the fact that Anthony is earning higher leverage situations, and that's the way it should be. And so for me, regardless of left-handed, right-handed, you just see kind of that intensity, that conviction, and he wants to be the guy. And so today he picked us up huge with the save.
What did you think of River today?
I thought River was good. I think that today was a day, I think, that we got a chance to reset him in the sense that we didn't push him too much, you know, given his first 2 major league outings. He'll have an extra day. I thought the stuff today, I thought the curveball when he used it was good. The fastball still had some life to it. You know, just that 5th inning, they just started to build an inning, and I just didn't think that, you know, seeing Rooker again was the right course of action. But I thought he was still fine. He was good. He was good.
How big of a moment was that for Evan, just with the way the last month has been, to be able to come in and get out of that spot?
It was a big moment for Evan, and he's been, you know, fighting some things obviously with results. And you know, he's a guy that I certainly believe in, that he can manage success, he can manage some hard times, and still find a way to kind of mentally, you know, reset. And I thought the last 2 in this series were really good outings.
How much just with like what Jack gave you guys last night to have a fresh bullpen today? Like, is that the thing when you talk about trying to build some momentum, where you can start with the starting pitching and then kind of bleed into the next game and you go from there?
It is. It was big having, you know, 5 different arms, potentially 6 if you include Joe Kelly. And we needed pretty much every bit of it, and to have Honeywell at the back end as far as length. And that starts with starting pitching. And, you know, if you look at the landscape of our pen, we've got a lot of guys that really don't do up-downs. And so you've got to also manage 2 out of 3s and back-to-backs and things like that. So you do need guys that can eat up 6, 7 innings at certain times to kind of give those guys a reset.
We might have been talking about the bullpen a lot the last couple of weeks. How much does a weekend like this do for your trust in them?
It's one of those things you just got to kind of remain steadfast and try to eliminate the noise, and these guys feel it, they hear it, they read it, and I think the most important thing is for them to feel that I still have trust in them. And like I said, these are my guys, and I'm going to run them out there, and I just can't run from, you know, bumps in the road. And that, I think that lands with them, and I think going forward, the shorter and the long view, it helps. So you look at Trinan this series, you look at Evan this series, Vesey I think really bounced back today, and Bonda's been fantastic. So across the board, I think our relievers, I've said it all along, I thought that part of our team is a strength, and it was good to get those guys back on track.
Dodgers finally back home tomorrow night, opening up a huge series against the Phillies. Battle of the top 2 teams in the National League record-wise. Wednesday is Sandy Koufax bobblehead night. Then the Pirates will come to town Friday. It's alumni weekend at the Ravine, as we will celebrate many Dodgers greats from the past 6+ decades here in Los Angeles. All of these games right here on Sportsnet LA. Kike Hernandez delivered a 2-run double in the first inning, one of the big hits of the day and part of a big weekend for Kike in the East Bay. More reaction coming up after the Dodgers win their final series ever in Oakland. Plus, Jack Flaherty's dreamed of pitching for his hometown team, not only dazzled in his Dodger debut, also earned a spot in our Plays of the Week. Coming up. Carl's Jr. moment of the game. Kike Hernandez had all kinds of fun in Oakland this weekend. James delivered a 2-run double in the first inning.
Yeah, great piece of hitting right there. It was an 0-2 pitch out on the outside corner. That's what we're talking about, putting the ball in play, making things happen. Great piece of hitting right there. And, you know, I just feel like he knows he's going to get these at-bats. So why not produce now so I can play later? Great job.
Had a pair of doubles today, coming off a 3-hit game last night. Dodgers get the win 3-2 today. Let's go back to Oakland. River Ryan right now with Kirsten and the media. Yeah, Jerry, we heard River Ryan saying he knew that he didn't have his best stuff when he was throwing his bullpen before the game today, but still found a way to grind through 4 2/3 innings, and I guess that's what pitchers do. You're not going to always have your best stuff, and sometimes you just have to figure it out.
That's just athletes everywhere. I mean, you're not going to always feel 100%, but again, great job of River Ryan managing and understanding, you know what, I may not have my best stuff, but I got to grind. I got to figure out a way to get outs. This, to me, first batter right there, slider was absolutely filthy. Got in on this left-hand hitter, able to cover the bag. But once again, if you don't have your elite stuff, okay, now how do I navigate through the lineup? I got to trust by catcher Austin Barnes. Here's a great play to start a double play. River Ryan is such a great athlete. The velocity was certainly there at 97 miles an hour at times. Outstanding breaking ball. But again, he did get into trouble in that 5th inning. And obviously, Evan Phillips came in there and to pick him up. But again, this young man has the makeup, the want-to be a really good starter for a long time.
Yeah, I feel like when you know going into it, you don't have your best stuff, you know you've got to be a strike thrower. You know you've got to attack strike one because, you know, they're going to maybe get some hits here and there. If you're not feeling it, you know that, hey, guess what? I got to let the defense work behind me and not always have to be so perfect. So I just feel like it was a situation where he went into it, commanding the strike zone for the most part, got in a little trouble, but Dave Roberts helped him out.
And here's another thing, too. Great job by Mark Pryor and the coaching staff, Dave Roberts. 75 pitches. Well, that's not a lot of pitches. You got to remember, what kind of pitches are there? Those were a lot of stressful pitches. Now, in his previous out in Houston, there weren't a whole lot of stressful pitches until the last inning. But again, understanding that 75 was probably like 100 with those stressful pitches. Outstanding job of getting him out that time. And then Evan Phillips able to shut the door.
Especially when you don't have your best stuff. He got through 4 2/3 and then 4 1/3 scoreless innings from the Dodgers bullpen today. They allowed just one hit, and it was a gift. Sun double. We will hear from Evan Phillips and more coming up. Continues to do unicorn things. Last night, he became the 3rd fastest in Major League history to record 30 homers and 30 steals in a season. Our plays of the week are coming up.
今回の動画はいかがでしたか？ぜひご意見ご感想をコメント欄までお願いいたします。このチャンネルでは日本人メジャーリーガーの最新情報など海外の番組の翻訳をお届けしています。面白いと思っていただけましたら、よかったら高評価とチャンネル登録をお願いします。どんな情報をお届けしたら喜んでいただけるか、ぜひお聞かせください。それではまた次回の動画でお会いいたしましょう。